On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to be taking a look at a pedal from one of our favorite pedal builders, a guy that's been great to the show. But before we get into that, I'd ask you if you consider subscribing, clicking on the notification bell so you know what we're up to. Your interaction with us helps us engage great people like Dave Cicito. And today we're going to be looking at the ECHOTour, his newer delay pedal, small form factor, because we have a few others from him. And maybe you'll tell a backstory about how we connected with him to start.
Right, and I think it's worth mentioning. So we reached out, we got the idea, do the Leslie series, that Leslie Sound series. Dave was one of the first people I reached out to. He makes a pedal called the RotoSPIN, so we reached out and was like, hey Dave, we'd really like to include the RotoSPIN in the series. You know, would you be willing to send one or give us a discount on it or whatever it is? And he wrote back, he was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. Can you send me a link to your channel? So I figured, well, at that point in time, we had like 400 or 500 subscribers,
right.
You know.
Still sitting on the couch.
Right. I was like, well, that's that. Let's move on. But then he wrote back, he said, yeah, I'd love to send you one. And so Dave was one of the first guys I really felt like, I don't know. It was a nice moment where we felt like, somebody's believing in what we're doing and is willing to support that a little bit. So he's been done a couple interviews on the channel with us and stuff like that. He's always been very supportive of our channel. Right. And luckily for us, he makes awesome products, because this wasn't the only pedal we've ever done from Dave. Yeah. What's the next one?
And here's the tremolo pedal. Oh no, it's on my board. Right. So we talk about that all the time. He sent us his tremolo. It's a great tremolo. Sounds really great. It's got a tap tempo, which is for me unheard of in the tremolo world, and I really love that pedal. And then the ECHOTour is the star of the show tonight. But then I gotta use both hands for this one.
I was like, if he's gonna send us something, let's get something else too.
Right. So the Ultra Chorus 2. Because there's been discussion in our production meetings about maybe doing a series about chorus. And this is 2 choruses in one with delay. We literally opened it up 2 seconds before we put it here. This is first, I'm touching it for the second time, actually. So we're really anxious to dive into this one. You know, again, going back to him engaging our channel, because this is a guy that works with Alex Lifeson from Rush, Brian Craddock from Daughtry, and us. Like, doesn't work with us as far as, hey, let's beta test my stuff, but like he's engaging with us, and he's engaging on the level of an Alex Lifeson, and who has tested the pedal we're going to play tonight.
Right, and he's one of the OGs, right?
Right.
So I mean, DLS has been around for a long time. Dave has been doing this for a long time. So if you're not familiar, I think the long and short of this whole thing is go get familiar.
Yes.
Because everything we've had from him has been really good. And I have to say, I'm going to say it, you know, we've spent the night here using this pedal, and we've decided to avoid fighting over who's going to put this on their board. It's going to go on the demo board. We're going to keep it on the demo board. We always have a delay pedal there. This is the one. Yeah. This could be, I said to Pat, you know, I don't often get super excited anymore. You know, we've had so many pedals go through this, like, oh, this is cool, this is nice, this is nice. The longer we've been playing with this, the more excited I've been getting. Yeah. So I think we need to jump right into this. We're probably taking too long to do that as it is. I know, don't talk so much. Pat, we said something different. We did some clips. So the first clip was you. What's going on here?
So the first thing we decided to do for each of us is, okay, if we're going to take this and drop it on our board today, how would we use it? And I said it the way I normally do. A little longer delay, a little longer repeats. I'm saying longer than maybe what Jason does. And played it and dialed it up like this. I didn't use any drive. I used all clean. And this is what I came up with.
So my go-to has always been, for the longest time, has been Barber Electronics Direct Drive and a DM2 delay pedal. Like, if I have those two kind of core things, I'm good from there. Two Daves. now.
Yes,
right. So the Barber Electronics direct drive, set it up kind of similar, shorter delay though. So it's going to be quick. I listened for like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 repeats. Pulled the mix down a little bit so it's not, or the eVolume down a little bit so it's not jumping out over top. Took the tone down a little bit, and well, it sounds like this.
So next we wanted to move into featuring some of the other things. Like this has a 40 millisecond to almost 600 millisecond delay. So I thought, what is the 600 millisecond delay time? Like, well, you take that delay knob and you turn it all the way to the right. And then I kind of adjusted the repeats and the eVolume to keep that somewhat sane, if you will. And this is what I came up with.
So if Pat's going to take the delay time and move it all the way up to 600 milliseconds, we were like, well, why not? What happens if you move it to the other side? And I'm not sure it was all the way back, but it was pretty far back, more of a slap kind of thing. I'm not a slap echo player per se. It wouldn't be a normal thing for me to go to, but when you get it on there and you start fooling around with it, it's pretty.
You see how many things are used that's used in.
Right, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. So this is what that sounded like.
All right, so moving on for this pedal, we think one of the unique features of this is the eVolume knob. And so again, doing extremes, just to show you what it does, took the eVolume and turned it all the way to the right, which makes the repeats actually louder than the original note. So dialed it up to try to find something that worked and featured it, and this is what I came up with. I have to say, I really love the sound that you got out of that, turning the eVolume all the way up. Like, I was like, how would you use that weird? But it almost gives it like when you're playing that chordal thing. It's like
swell to it,
Right.
which I thought was really cool.
Right.
One of the knobs on here that makes this pedal so special is the tone knob. So it's this little tiny knob down there in the corner that you almost miss.
Yeah, it might be lost in the black color. You see the font around it.
But it takes the repeats and can really make them dark, really make them bright. And what's cool, like when you start to go darker, you start to think about like old tape echoes and things like that. So, I mean, I love the warm sound of an analog delay.
Right.
And some of those analog delays do that as they kind of trail off. Their repeats are darker than you would find in like a really pristine digital. Right. So we have an analog pedal to start with, so the delays are really nice, but then you add this tone knob. And so I cranked the repeats almost all the way up. So we're getting like self-oscillating territory, and turn the tone all the way down. And it let you kind of ride those repeats without them getting too in the way and muddying it up too much. And then as I'm doing that, I reached down and I started turning that tone knob up. And you can really hear the difference in what it does until once you get near the top, it just, all right, I'm going to self-oscillate now. Really, really cool. Really, really special. So, it sounds like this.
So that was a really cool and unique clip. So I think with that, we've gone over all of the features that you can see on the pedal, but we'd be remiss if maybe we didn't go over the spec sheet and kind of talk about some of the innards because we don't open pedals generally. So
and this is a little different than like a lot of times where we're just twisting knobs and stuff. We wanted to really take some time, get to know the pedal a little bit, and come up with some things that we liked. So real quick, specs. Upper left, you have the eVolume, which goes from keeping it way in the background all the way up to louder. We've said that. You have the repeat knob, which goes from one repeat to infinity. You said the delay went from 40 seconds to 600, or 40 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds.
Right.
The echo tone to the left gets darker, to the right gets brighter. And then one of the reasons we needed to stop and do this is because on the inside, there's two internal trim pots. Right. One is the input gain, and the other one is the
output volume.
Output volume.
Yep.
There we go.
Yes.
So you can get in there if you're so inclined. I mean, the way it came, we don't need to open it.
Right.
So
We'll just say that Alex Lifeson said ours, and we just left it the way he had it.
Right. Whatever he recommended
Right,
after
that's
beta
what-
testing it sounds great to
Right.
us. So anyway, that's the ECHOTour. I'm feeling a little dumb for having not gotten our hands on it sooner, because it's pretty cool.
It's special. It really is. And we knew that he made it a little while ago, and we just didn't really go ask for it because we're like, well, we're not going to be doing anything with delays and everything for a while. And we kind of use our delays as a one-trick pony sometimes. And then you're like, let's do it because we want to ask him for a course as well. So we got it in, and it would be one that if this were to come to an end, this would be one of the ones there'd be an argument about. Someday we'll make a little shelf back there of these are the ones
that we fight over.
right.
Yeah, this is good. It's my new favorite delay pedal.
Yeah, it's really
One
nice.
night, new favorite delay pedal. Analog delay. You can't beat it.
Nope.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button, clicking the notification bell, hitting the like button. Anytime you interact with the show, it helps us by showing the people we're trying to interact with to bring you cool gear like this that people are interested. And so we really appreciate that. And, stop by the website and all that good stuff. And I think with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear, especially if it comes from DLS.